Yeah, I lied. I'm actually back. This was sent in by Lee from our class, right? Lee Goladay, who goes by the username RayShuttles, and just asked for a little bit of feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and just give him some feedback here on stream. How do you play it, right? So first and foremost, let's just say one thing. Congratulations, right, Lee? Already in this tournament, you are fourth out of six remaining. But what you mentioned to me, or what you told me, is that you actually had like 220 some players in this. So that's a phenomenal showing. So 97 hands he's played of poker. 97 hands, he's played 32%. That looks pretty good to me. I'd like to see what percentage is actually winning, but I think 30% is kind of high. But I think if you're here, hey, it just depends on the field. Tonight I played a pretty significant high amount of hands, but I think you're fine. I think you're fine with this. So you're now on break, and now that we're back. All right, so he's got, let's just take a look at where we're at here with chip stacks. This is who we're watching, 55,000. The blinds right now are 2,500, 5,000. So he's got 11 big blinds. 11 big blinds is sort of that area that's sort of short. Let me see if I can pull this up, right? Let me see if I can show you where poker push shove charts, right? And so here's a push fold chart. You sort of want to start to know this, like start to memorize when should you be shoving with your chip stacks, right? And so remember we talked about the small blind, the button, the cutoff, and all these. Well, if you have one big blind, these are all the hands that you should be shoving, right? If you have two big blinds, these are all the hands that you should be shoving with in these positions, mathematically speaking. It takes the brain science out of this. And so the chart only starts here at 15 big blinds. Basically, when you get less than 15 big blinds, this is like the amber zone. For me, 10 big blinds is the red zone. And anything less than 10 big blinds, you're kind of short. So right now, you're in the amber zone. If you want to go back and take a look at that final table, you're at 11 with the big blind being 5,000. You're at 11. So let's see what you got. So do I have a volume here? Can I hear this? I don't know. So this is a raise hand. This is a good hand, right? Because now this is kind of early position, middle position, late position. So you could go to 15,000 would be the bet, 15,000. But you're fine with 7,500. But it's definitely a raise spot here. I haven't watched this, so I don't know what you do. Okay, that was a snap call. The problem with calling right here, just real quickly, is that it doesn't change the value for these two players behind you, especially with this one. Kulo has 57, and here's Pilot with 87. He should be calling you a large percentage of the time if you just call and don't raise. Now he has to call. This guy's got to call because there's just too much money in the pot, 20,000. A real good player here would be raising, to be honest, to get rid of you all for just limping. We call that limping when people just call. So why he doesn't bet it up 15,000, I don't know. Okay. So this is a good place to, realize that you didn't hit. I like how you have your four color. These are different colors because it's you can change this in Poker Stars. I don't do it because I'm not that good at remembering that that's a black card. I think diamonds are blue? Are diamonds blue? So when he bets here, you have two choices. The best option for you is to raise, and you can min raise here. But you want to tell everybody that you have a piece of this, that you're actually representing having two hearts or two overcards. So if he's betting 5 and you made it up to 10, he might check next time on the turn, which would give you a free card. But calling here is of the options, and we'll go over this in a few weeks, that's the least best option for you. So now when he checks, the least best option for you here is to check back. This is where you should bet your 15,000. You have to represent a hand here, especially if he checks now. Now he only bets 5, and calling here is not a good move. I don't know if you can win. He might have an ace, any weak ace. What do you have? He had a 4. Oh my gosh, 7-4. But chances are an ace would have beat you there. Anything beats you there. It's just too much. This is a fold. Good hand. Good fold. And just let me know, we can talk in class if this makes sense or not, but I'll upload this to YouTube so you can read it. You can see it. Yeah, that was kind of a tough spot. Yeah, but look, you got fifth. You told me you got fifth, so good. So good. Fifth is great, man. 10-3, this is a fold. If somebody raises, it's a fold. But see, by not raising, they're going to let you see a flop with 10-3, and you could actually catch some card here. Watch this. Could you imagine actually hitting a card here? I can't believe they let you get a free card. But it's a check. I think changing these, I got to see what yours say. That's definitely a fold. Wow. 26,000 on a 267. That's kind of ridiculous there. That guy bets that. This is a fold. Good. I don't use these, though. And the reason I don't use these in live play when I'm playing is because it automatically tells them that you've already made a decision. I like to let people kind of think every time. And I take the same amount of time typically on my time bank. I let this kind of tick down like halfway, and then I'll bet. So I get very standardized. Man, look at this. Someone has to have what? Ace Jack, Ace Queen? They have to have a pair for sure. This snap call here feels like a set of sixes. I don't know why. Queen 6, 2 pair against Jack Queen. Look at that. Needs a 6 and only a 6 and doesn't get it. Wow. Crazy. King 2, this is a fold. Yep. Again, I would modify clicking on that when if I'm playing for real money. I'm going to call here. If I were you, I'd call this actually, because you had a suited. There's 5 players. There's 2 players sitting out or 1 player sitting out. You could call that and at least see a flop, because it's not going to cost you that much more to see it. You got to find your spot though. Okay, that's a fold. Good fold. You only have 4 big blinds, or less than 5, so 4.5 big blinds. And at 4.5 big blinds, if I'm looking at this chart, let me look at this chart. 4 big blinds. I don't know if you can see here, if I can make it bigger. Well, we'll come back to that once I see what you do, because we're halfway through. But again, 1 minute the blinds go up 3,500, 7,000, and everyone here though at the table, I mean, it just doesn't seem like they're all seems short to me. That doesn't seem like a lot of chips either, but I guess it is. This is the shove spot. This is a shove. Oh, darn it. This is a shove. And the reason it's a shove is because you only have, in less than a minute, it's going to go up to 7,000. So you've only got 5 big blinds, right? So 5 big blinds. If I go to this chart and I find 5 big blinds, and what position were you in? You're in the small blind. Small blind, I'm looking at 5 big blinds, and you have a queen 10 offsuit, and here's queen 10 off plus. You can't really see it, but it's queen 10 or queen 2 plus. So that is in the small blind a shove. Any of these cards. And that's an 83.10% that these hands are winning. 83.10% that these hands are winning from that position. So this is a shove. So not a call though. A shove is different than a call. So let me, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this push shove fold site. I'm going to go over here to uccs.edu. I'm going to drop this into our week 1, canvas. I think just because I feel like you're going to call this. So let me go modules and let me go under poker. Should I put it under poker books? Nah, I'll go week 1 here. Push shove chart. A lot of charts here. So let me just add a URL, a page real quick, or an external URL. And let me call it a push shove chart. Sorry, let me just take the time since I'm doing this all together here. Push shove chart. Let's indent it 1 level. Boom. Okay. So unpublished, published. All right, so let me move this up here to starting hands. Let me actually decrease the indent, so you got it. All right, so pushed up charts there, and because I think that you're going to call this. The reason it's not a call is because he's showing the powerful strength. He's showing with an 80,000 chip stack that he's got a lot more. Good, you didn't call. Thank goodness. Okay. This is a fold. Again, I'm not using those. And now you're thinking, oh, I would have hit a 9. Well, it doesn't matter because look what's out there, a queen and a king. Yeah. This is it. This is a shove. This is all in. Max. Click on max, and it's not a call. Because you want, the purpose here of raising all in is to get rid of these players. You only want this big, I'm going to say big ass stack. You only want this big ass stack to call you. You don't want anybody else to call you. Because now your 8 would be, you see, you hit an 8, which is the middle pair. And a middle pair is, those 5 cards are better, more likely to win against one player than it is against these 3. The chances now of one of these players having a 10 is increased exponentially. So it's a shove if you're going to bet because you don't want to leave yourself. And he's got a 10. One of these guys has a 10. There it is. There's the 10. Yeah. You didn't want to leave. So the point being, this was horrible for this guy because he needed a 5. We call it a gut shot. You're not going to hit a gut shot. 4% chance. So this was a good move. I wonder. So let me just rewind this since this is the last hand. I wonder if right here. I wonder if you shove 29,192 because it's your only move was a shove. Max all in. I wonder if you maximize it all in, does Juan Colo have the guts to call with his 10 jack suited? He's going to put you on a very high hand, and 10 jack isn't a winner. So I think, though, honestly, if you shove, I think he calls. I would call you with 30,000. I would call you. And now, right now, he flopped top pair. And the reason it's a shove here is because you still could represent ace 10 or something, and some people would fold. But honestly, there's nothing you could do in this spot at this point to get any of these players to fold. There's nothing. You know, why this guy folds, I have no clue. Oh, because he comes over the top. That's right. And so this is just a horrible call. He has a 33% chance. Okay, so here's why he has a 30% chance, or 30.9. Because he can catch a 5, and there's 4 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4 5s. And he can catch 4 9s, right? 9s. So for a straight. So he can get a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight, or he can get a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight. So he's got 4 cards here and 4 cards here for a straight. And you take 4 plus 4, which is 8. And on the turn, you times that by 4. And 8 times 4 is 32. So he has a 32%. You're like, well, why is mine 15? Well, the only cards you can get to beat him are 1, 2, 3 kings. So you can get kings and 8s. That will beat him. And you can get maybe 2 8s, right, to get a 3 of a kind. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a 5 times 4 is 5 times 4 is 20. So you have a 20%. Why does it calculate? Because it's predicting 2 of your cards would help him. The 8 of clubs, which would help him, and the 5 of clubs. So it really takes those away from outs. And so it leaves you with 3, and the king of clubs takes away the king of clubs. So it leaves you with 2 kings, 1 8, and 1 5. So 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So that's why they're doing that. So watch your numbers cut in half when you don't hit your card. So his number cuts down in half because he still needs the same outs. So he went from whatever that was, 30 down to 19. And your cards go down because now you just need, everybody cuts in half. So you can get 3 kings, So you're going to times on the river by 2. You're out. So you have a king, a king, a king. You have 2 8s and 2 5s. So that leaves you with 7 outs. And a 7 times 2 is 14%. Yeah, 14%. Don't know why. Why it's not giving you a better... Because the 9... Well, the odds, I don't know. They must be taking into effect what people folded here, because maybe if one of these folded, then they know. But anyway, the point is, there's nothing you could do there. That was a good all-in. I mean, I don't know. I probably at this point, like I said, when I said it before, at this point, when he calls, like when this guy calls, you bet 7,000. I told you this before. Let me go back. At this point here, once the flop comes... And I think it goes check. And when you bet here, I wouldn't have bet here. Like I said before, because I think the odds of the one of these 3 having a 10. So I wouldn't have bet there. But when he shoves here, I'm not calling, because you know he's got a 10. One of them has a 10. Yeah. So not bad though. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. I enjoyed watching that. I'd love to watch any more videos that you have. I've uploaded this push-shove chart. I put it right here in week 1. There's the push-shove chart. I'll go over that in class. And I think what I'll do is post it. I'll stop recording now. Stop streaming. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I didn't open up my chat. Were there any questions in chat? Are people actually watching this right now? Let me just check. I want to make sure you get a question answered here if there is a chat stream. Yeah, all these. Any questions? Any questions? I'll go over that. We're going to go over that a lot more, so... They must be taking into effect what people folded here, because maybe if one of these folded, then they know. Yeah, I think that's what it is. All right, cool, guys. All right, I'm going to stop stream. Take care.